Um, yeah, I feel like that should probably be a simple answer, but on the front end of it, I guess in its simplicity, I think praise is giving credit where credit is due. And obviously, as Christians and as worshipers, we should obviously know that credit is due. And so we worship and we praise on the one hand to give credit back to the Lord. But I also think just in its simplest form, praise brings us to obedience. And so we're obeying a command that was given in the Word. So we've got Psalm 148 that is a command from God, that all the heavens praise the Lord, all of the earth, the kings, the princes of the earth, all peoples should praise the Lord. But I do think that besides that, in my 34 years of time on this earth, I think that this time that we're in right now is probably needed more than ever, a greater understanding of what our praise is and what it does, and just a revealing from the Lord of what that is. And so on the one hand, praise is obedience, and it's just giving credit back, but it's also a weapon that we use against the enemy, and that's in two ways. In one, praise is a shifting of our perspective. It changes us from people who constantly think about ourselves and what we have going on and what's happening in our lives, and it shifts our perspective to one who is far better, one who sustains us, one who keeps us going. And so I think that in and of itself is a weapon against the enemy, because he would love nothing more than to keep us thinking about ourselves and constantly self-centered. So that on the one hand, and then number two is, and this is another weapon against the enemy, is that it is, especially congregationally or collectively, praise is a testimony against what's happening around us, and it's a line drawn in the sand that says we won't be shaken in the midst of chaos, in the midst of crazy, and it just says that we have a hope and we have a future, and that we have an advocate, and that we have a friend and a good father and a comforter. So I think for me, though, in the midst of this time, we have to take our praise to another level, elevate it to another level, because I think we have more in our tank than we actually allow. I think too often we think that we can walk into a place of praise, a place of worship, and be apathetic to that. And there's just no such thing as an apathetic worshiper. They don't mix. And I've said it before, but I think if someone were to walk in from a lost person, if they were to walk in and see our praise and see our worship, would they believe what we were singing? Would they believe that we believed from our praise and worship? So yeah, for example, this coming Sunday, 10 and 11:30, we're going to introduce a song called "We Praise You." And it's going to talk a lot, sing a lot about this. But I do think that it's time that the people of God elevated their praise, that we had a level of praise that screamed that we won't be moved and that we won't be shaken. I think people on the outside looking into our situation, that they want to be a part of something like that. So